Welcome back to the Abundant Behavior Podcast. I'm your host, Ali Banks. And on my platform, I like to bring business and faith and combine it all on one platform. You know, they say that the biggest gap in the world is between knowing and doing. And the reason a lot of people don't execute is simply because they lack knowledge in certain areas. So I like to do on my platform is I like to bring entrepreneurs from different walks of life, allow them to tell their story, and hopefully their gems can get you to your destination a little bit faster. But today we have another Motivation Monday. And on Motivation Monday, I like to give you guys a message just to carry you throughout your week, something that can help propel you forward. Today's message is going to be don't stoop to their level. And I know a lot of you guys hearing this, you like, man, when somebody do something to me, bro, I got to get them back. I got to show them exactly what they did to me. I won't even feel better until I get my get back. But what if I told you that getting your get back is lowering who you actually are as a person? It's actually bringing you down to the level of the person that you actually out to get. And I know a lot of times people, when you talk about people that did you wrong, or when you talk about people that made you feel some type of way, you don't have nothing really good to say about those people a lot of times. So now you have to ask yourself, okay, if I have to stoop down to the level just to show them how I felt, am I the same as that person or am I better? And in that instance, you the same as that person. No matter what they did that upset you, no matter what they did that made you mad, you should react differently. See, you don't have control over what somebody does to you, but you have control over how you react. And that's something cliche that we hear all the time. And it's easier said than done. A lot of times people, they disrespect you time after time again, and you just like, no, I can't accept this. I can't keep forgiving this person. I can't keep just letting this person run all over me, acting like I'm not here, acting like I'm not a person, acting like I don't have feelings. So I'm going to show them exactly how it felt. But it's in that moment that you stoop down to their level. And so I wanted to look up the word stoop in the dictionary. I just like to keep things aligned with the message. And it says stoop means to lower one's moral standards so far as to do something reprehensible. Reprehensible simply means extremely bad or unacceptable. So it says lower one's moral standards so far as to do something reprehensible or extremely bad or unacceptable. So in that first line, the thing that stood out to me the most is it said you have to lower your moral standards. What are your moral standards? Those things that make you who you are, the things you represent, the things you stand on, what your name means, your character, how people view you. And so if you lower your moral standards, you basically changing yourself just to be at somebody else's level, just so you can show them how you felt. Because obviously you have to go down to that level to exude that type of ignorance to another person. And so you like, all right, I'm going to make them feel exactly how I felt. But it says one arguing fool from a distance look like two people arguing looks like two fools. And I probably messed that saying up, but it's just saying that when you stoop down to a level and you think you doing somebody justice, or you telling them off, or you getting it off your chest, or you just expressing how you feel, or you showing them how you felt, you doing nothing but lowering your moral standards. You doing nothing but showing everybody around you, hey, we both the same person. We gonna sit here and we gonna go back and forth. We gonna argue. We gonna get mad. We gonna put our hands on each other. We gonna disrespect each other because from a distance, it's two fools. To you, it's one fool, but on the outside looking in, you look like it's two fools arguing. And so you don't want to ever put yourself in a position where you lowering who you are or changing who you are just to show somebody, hey, that's how it felt, and you should feel that too. That's just the same as changing yourself for somebody else's approval. Why would you want to change for somebody else's approval? The only person you need approval for is God. And ultimately, at the end of the day, yourself. And so you don't have to lower yourself just to prove somebody, hey, man, that hurt. It's other ways that you can show it. We can express it by good communication. And I think that's one reason why a lot of people actually do stoop down to people's levels or lash out or seek revenge, is because we're not having the right conversations. A lot of times when we into it with people or we fall out with one of our close friends, it's never anything major. Or when somebody make us mad, it's never anything major, but a lot of time it can be who the person, who the scrutinization is coming from, who the ignorance is coming from, where the judgment is coming from, who did it. And that means a lot to people. And so sometimes when there's people close to you that hurt you, you like, nah, I never would have saw them doing that. So now I gotta turn it up a little bit. They played me for a fool. They played with my heart. They didn't love me how they say they did. And so you like, all right, I'm gonna stoop down, I'm gonna show them. But like I said, it looks like two fools. So what's a reason that a lot of people will stoop down to somebody's level? Resentment. And like I was just saying, that's unbottled up emotions. This person probably has been doing it for so long, you have been letting it slide, but you every time you like, I gotta say something, and you never do. And then you like, okay, one day I'm just gonna take it upon myself. You never said anything, you didn't properly communicate, but you like, nah, they gotta pay for this. Nah, I don't care. I shouldn't have to say anything. They should be able to read my mind when they know they disrespected me. They should know like when they shouldn't step over, cross my boundary. A lot of times people don't even realize they disrespecting you. People were raised different. People were brought up different. People come from different communities. So disrespect to you might be something that people just do. That's something that I had to learn when I joined the Navy. Is like everybody wasn't raised different. Everybody has different culture things that they do. And so if you disrespect it, man, you gotta, hey man, we don't where I'm from, that's disrespect. The other person like, hey man, I understand, that's something that bother you, then we can stay away from that. A simple conversation as opposed to, man, I ain't gonna say nothing to bro. I'm gonna let it slide this time. Second time, bro, still with this word. He keeps saying this. Where I'm from, that's disrespect. You saying it to yourself. You never expressed it to him. The third time, you like, hey, bro, you done called me this 3 times, bro. Like, no, that's disrespect, bro. You this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. And you going off on this person. They real confused at this point. They like, man, I done said this jokingly like 4 or 5 times. You never said nothing. Now you blowing up. You disrespecting me. You trying to make me feel how you felt. And hey, brother, I didn't even know you felt that way. And so just with these simple conversations that we can be having on a day-to-day, it can alleviate having to stoop down to somebody's level. You can alleviate having to argue. You can alleviate having the stress or the burden or the insecurity of something somebody did if you just express it and get it out. Let them know, hey, man, what you did, bro, that was disrespectful. Where I'm from, we don't do that. That's not how I was brought up. We don't say that to each other. All right, cool. And if they continue to disrespect you after that point, and then you like, all right, man, look, bro, I don't even want to be around you. That's when you remove yourself. That's what I had to learn. Instead of turning up on people and disrespecting people, man, your presence speaks louder than anything. So just stop. When you stop going around people, man, trust me, they notice. When you stop dealing with people, trust me, they notice. When you stop coming around or you stop showing up for people how you once did because they don't respect you or they don't value your time or your presence, man, just stop dealing with those people. That's what I learned. And for me, man, that's what I learned is the most effective. I'm not about to argue with you, bro. God bless you. But, bro, I can't even be connected to you no more. That's more hurtful to people than actually telling them, bro, you calling them all out their name or hitting them, disrespecting them. Man, telling somebody, bro, I'm going to part ways with you. Because you know what that does for people when you part ways, it has them really self-reflecting. Like, man, what did I do? Like, man, like, dang. I must have really did something wrong. I must have really messed up. But this is only after you come through and properly communicate, come through and try to resolve it, come through and try to reason with somebody. Now, I know it's a lot of things that go on and people can't come back from, but man, they said you got to forgive. Forgive like Jesus did. Forgive like God does. You got to continuously forgive people because it's not a battle of flesh and blood. And I say it all the time. You got to fight the right person. See, everybody's going through spiritual warfare. Everybody is going through life. Everybody is going through human experiences. So when you're dealing with people and you're dealing with humans, you get people things, you get human problems. So just knowing that, just give yourself grace, bro. Have a proper conversation. Communicate. Let your brother know how you feeling. Let your sister know how you feeling. If you don't feel that love, let them know. You don't feel that love, let them know. So today's word is going to come from Luke 6. I'll just give you guys a second to get there. It's going to be Luke 6, 27 through 31. And we just going to read through this real quick. Well, not real quick. I'm going to read it and break it down. So it says, the title is Love for Enemies. It says, but to you who are listening, I say. So this is a commandment. It says, whoever's listening, I say, listen, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. What is it saying, man? Show that love regardless of what somebody does to you, man. Show that love, that God love, that soft love, no matter what somebody does, man. It doesn't matter how they treat you. Doesn't matter what they said, man. Always give them God back. If you a loving person, if you a man of God, you a woman of God, man, give them God back. Let them know God real, man. Hey, God bless you, bro. Look, man, listen, I'm not going to sit around and be disrespected. So I'm going to remove myself. But God bless you, bro. And let me move around before anything else goes left. So I'm going to just, hey, man, give you your grace, peace, and love, bro. I got to get up out of here. I can't even, And then in 28, it goes on to say, bless those who curse you and pray for those who mistreat you. Man, like I was just saying, bro, bless you, bro. Like, hey, I know you said all disrespectful things. I know you disrespected, X, Y, and Z. You said this, but hey, man, bless you, bro. Because obviously you having a battle. This ain't got nothing to do with me. And that's one thing we have to realize is like some people, man, you don't know what a person going through. Sometimes people just be dealing with things and they just be exuding it to another person just to get that off their chest because they don't know how to properly communicate. So just, man, pray for that person, man. You don't know what they going through. Pray for them. Prayer works, man. Pray for that person. Hey, God, man, I know I was disrespected, but God, I just want to pray for that brother. I don't know what he going through, but I hope he overcomes it, right? Pray for that brother. Prayer works. Then it goes on to say in 29, if someone slaps you on the cheek, turn to them the other one also. Hey, man, they can say this. They saying this in so many different ways, but they saying the same thing. Just different examples. If someone slaps you on the cheek, turn to them the other one also. Hey, man, we cool. We good. We good, man. If someone takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt from them. Man, my mom always said this, man. Somebody takes something from you, man. They probably needed it more than you did. Hey, man, bless you, bro. And I think it takes maturity in order for you to get to that level of thinking. Because a lot of times, bro, when people get things stolen from them, man, it's bloodshed behind it. Like people come from nothing, bro. For you to sit up here and say if somebody take it, they need it more than me. Well, how do you know that? But hey, man, it says right here in the scripture, it says, if someone takes your coat, do not withhold your shirt. Hey, man, you can have it all, man. Because at the end of the day, we got to understand all this worldly stuff, it don't matter. All this worldly stuff, man, it doesn't matter. It's all material at the end of the day. Then it goes on to say, give to everyone who asks you. And if anyone takes what belongs to you, do not demand it back. Be a gracious giver. Lend out. Sow seeds, positive seeds. Man, but if somebody do something harsh, man, give them God back. And I know I'm saying all this, man, and you like, bro, I understand what the scripture is saying. I understand what you saying. Like, it all makes sense, but I can't do that. And a lot of that takes time, bro. You have to pray. Like, God, please remove the spirit of revenge from my heart. Because that's something that you have to overcome. You have to get over that. Rome wasn't built in a day. You can't change in a day. Slow progressive steps. All right, I got in an argument today, but hey, I didn't curse during that argument. Well, hey, I got in an argument today, but this time I didn't raise my voice. Well, hey, we got in an argument today and we actually properly communicated. Well, hey, we got into an argument today and we left on peaceful terms. You just want to make the proper steps to walk toward what it is that you're trying to achieve in your life, because everything is going to take a little patience. You're not going to wake up one day and just be this gracious guy that just turns the other cheek to every situation. Hey, I'm not that way. I tell you guys a quick story. So I was at work this weekend with one of the guys I work with. He's a little younger, and we was just having a couple words and a little tension flared up, but I had told him something, but it was just my tone of voice and my assertiveness that was just like, you ain't have to do all that, man. And so I had church today, and when I went into work today after church, I apologized to him, man. And he just told me, like, bro, I wasn't even too much thinking about it. But I was just like, the way I came off, I knew it wasn't godly. I knew it wasn't me. I knew I lowered my moral standards because it was a little tension. He was frustrated at work about work, and then his frustration making me frustrated. Now I can't focus. Now I'm mad because, like, bro, like, all that negative energy you bring in, all that, bro, it's throwing me off. And so I had to let him know how I felt. Gave him a piece of my mind. Like, bro, like, and I'm like, you ain't have to do all that. You kind of overreacted. Like, I didn't blow up, curse, or yell, but I knew, like, my intention behind it. I knew where my heart was. And that's exactly what you need to. Where does your heart lay when you say these things? You don't have to say things harsh or mean or curse. What's your heart posture when you say hot posture? What's your heart posture when you say these things? And I knew I was coming from a negative space. I was trying to disrespect him. I was trying to make him mad. But why? Because he made me feel some type of way. We never communicated on how I felt. I just was mad. Like, I never say, hey, bro, you kind of negative. It's throwing me off. Hey, bro, like, let's work together as a team. Hey, bro, look, let's. Never did that. That conversation never arose, never came forward. And so if I would have done that and communicated the proper way, we would have never gotten there. And then in 31, it goes on to say, do to others as you would have them do to you. So in every way, man, like, hey, just treat somebody how you would want to be treated, even if they're not treating you the proper way, man. And as hard as it sounds, it's just something that we have to get used to doing. Something that we have to move forward with. Something that we have to try to implement daily, because the more we communicate, the more peaceful conversations are had, the more love is shared, the closer we get to God. And the closer we get to advancing as people. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this message. I hope that it resonated with you. I hope you got something from it. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Motivation Monday. You guys stay tuned for the next episode because we only getting better. Thank you.